It covers most of the Amazon basin of South America. This basin encompasses 7 million square kilometers, of which 5,500,000 square kilometers are covered by the rainforest. This region includes territory belonging to 9 nations. The majority of the rainforest is contained within Brazil, with 60% of the rainforest, followed by Peru with 13% and Colombia with 10%. Before the mid-2000s, the deforestation of the Amazon basin is correlated with the economic health of Brazil. The economic slowdown from 1988 to 1991 can be reflected in a decline in deforestation during that same period. Between 1993 and 1998, the rocketing rate of deforestation paralleled Brazil's rapid economic growth. But this has all changed since the mid-2000s, when the link between deforestation and the broader Brazilian economy began to wane. Ranching is the leading cause of deforestation in the Brazilian Amazon. Brazil is today's world's largest exporter and producer of beef. Much of its expansion has taken place in the Amazon, which currently has more than 19 million head of cattle. The Brazilian Amazon has more than 214 square miles of pasture and open space larger than France. A significant amount of deforestation is caused by the subsistence activities of poor farmers who are encouraged to settle on forest lands by government land policies. Poor farmers typically use fire for clearing land, and every year, satellite images pick up tens of thousands of fires burning across the Amazon. Road construction in the Amazon leads to deforestation. Roads provide access to logging and mining sites while opening forest frontier land to exploitation by poor landless farmers. The Trans-Amazonian Highway is a prime example of environmental havoc that is caused by road construction in the rainforest. In theory, logging in the Amazon is controlled by strict licensing, which allows timber to be harvested only in designated areas. However, there is significant evidence that illegal logging is quite widespread in Brazil. Species lose their habitats or can no longer subsist in the small fragments of forest that are left. Populations will dwindle and some species may eventually become extinct. Because of the high endemism or the presence of species that are only found within a specific geographical range, even localized deforestation can result in loss of species. New highways that provide access to settlers and loggers into the heart of the Amazon basin are causing widespread fragmentation of forests. These fragmented landscapes are affected in species structure, composition, and microclimate, and are more vulnerable to droughts and fires. Its ability to absorb the pollutant carbon dioxide is reduced. At the same time, there is an increased presence of CO2 released from the burning trees. This leads to enhanced greenhouse effect. Deforestation reduces the critical water cycling services provided by trees. In Brazil, some of the water vapor that emanates from forests will be transported by wind to its central south region, where most of the country's agriculture is located. When rainfall decreases, fires occur in areas disturbed by logging. In these forests, people are less able to benefit from the natural resources these ecosystems provide. This can lead to increased poverty, and in cases, people may need to move in order to find forests which can sustain them. If the trees are being cut down, the habitats of animals will be destroyed, and therefore leaving them with no place to live in or to take shelter from. In that way, many of the animals will die. And if one species is affected, the rest of the organisms in the same ecosystem will be affected. Their prey will grow in numbers at first and then will decrease. The predators of the species is affected will decrease in number at first due to the lack of food, but will slowly increase in numbers. Thus, deforestation will unbalance the ecosystem of the community. If the tree is destroyed, many species will also be short of food to eat. Without all the essentials, they will die eventually, and this will also cause an impact on the ecosystem of the community. The amount of carbon dioxide will increase due to the amount of trees being cut down. This will affect the movement of particles in the air as they move at a greater speed in random directions, colliding into each other as the particles move apart, thus affecting the temperature of the environment, which will result in a change of natural processes such as evaporation and condensation. And with these processes being affected, the living conditions of the plants and animals are affected too, which will force organisms to adapt to the new environment.